Great. The new Go.
Thank you for watching What She Said Sports. Right. Welcome back to What She Said Sports. It is Friday night. We vibing. We just chilling, hanging out. It is what? Game night. I pulled aside some fun cards for us to laugh about. All right. So I know y'all see it. I know y'all see who on the screen. It's been a long week. Y'all know I like to end on a good note or start on a good note or talk about it in the middle. Y'all see that cutie pie on the screen, and I'm not talking about Shilo. Yes, he's a cutie pie, but we talking about the one they say that's coming for his trust fund. They said that Baby Snow is gonna take Shiloh's trust fund away. Welcome back. Hey Charlotte. Welcome. Terrence, I know every single time. I'm glad you love it. ASU eats. Every single time. I watch it every single time. They are so good. They are so good. And I'm telling y'all, I tried to replace it and there was nothing. I was like, it's not broken. I'm not fixing it. Just let it be. Like, well, I'll find somebody else. Nobody. Nobody. Happy Friday. Okay, so the week has come to an end. And I like to check in with the baby every now and then when they put out some photos. I know I snag them. and there's snow, and looking like Shilo. And I told y'all draft night. I saw Shilo holding him one moment, then I saw uh was it I guess Shedeur was holding him another moment. Then I got a picture with him and Bucky. Uh and it's so funny to me because I said that's the duo right there. Bucky and Snow. That's the duo right there. So it seems like Shedeur will be in Cleveland next week. And I think Bucky might be there too. Darius was in, they said Coach Prime is back in Boulder, right? So Darius was recording today. I didn't see Bucky. And I'm wondering if Bucky is getting some behind the scenes footage while Shedeur is not camp. He's in between. And I know the rookies are supposed to go work out. So I'm wondering if Bucky is headed up to Cleveland to get some behind the scenes footage there. So as y'all can see on the loop, and I'm just leaving on the loop, I have the family. Y'all can see Snow taking a bath in his tub in the farm seat. I think my favorite picture might be the one with the sunglasses. He getting ready for prime time. That baby has no idea of the family he has been born into. He is too young to understand. And another person that is immensely blessed because they have taken him in like family is young Dolph's son. I don't know if y'all remember him on draft night, but he was asking Shedeur, "Why did he take you? They don't think you're good." And I was like, "Lord have mercy, kids, right?" And he didn't flinch. He said, "I guess they don't think I'm good." And Shedeur, I don't know if y'all can see it because it might be too small. This one slide right here, that 100%, it might be too small for y'all to see. But essentially, I didn't realize it myself. 3 days ago, Shedeur posted uh there's spiritual warfare going on, y'all, letting us know. And I didn't see that 3 days ago, you know. And Juju was the first person to like it. Now, y'all know Juju looks up to Shedeur. And I think they thought they were going to be able to tell Travis and Shedeur apart. And I'm already telling you, they think or they thought that they're going to be able to tell Juju apart from CU, but they don't understand Juju's relationship, his connection with Shedeur, right? So let's see if that changes any. Because I think they see him like they see Pat Mahomes, and I don't even know what that is. But I can tell the way they be going in on certain people. Like they act like they don't see certain people, but then it's certain people they gravitate towards, and they all generally have something in common. I think they try to appeal to a side that they feel like doesn't exist. And these young men have fathers. Caden, father, Juju, father, instrumental in his life. And, these people entrust Coach Prime, especially Juju being so young, going down the boulder. And as y'all can see, he's doing good. You know, uh, in the blink of an eye, we're gonna be up on the first game and we're gonna breeze straight through the season. We're gonna look up, it's gonna be a bye week 1, bye week 2, And Kaden said it. We can get to that Big 12. If anybody can get us there, it's him for sure. Because he has the experience. So, seeing Juju like Shedeur's post, um, but Shedeur acknowledged that we're amidst spiritual warfare. Said, you know what? I thank God that you have a discerning spirit, Shedeur, because he needs it. He needs it. And when y'all told me that Russell Wilson had gone down to see you, I said, okay, let's see what's happening. See, they were already coming around him because they could see what was happening, in the draft. And guess what? We all see what's happening right now. Everybody sees what's happening. Some people think it's happening for a different reason. But in the last week, I didn't hear anybody use the words prime text. I didn't hear anybody use the word it's Coach Prime's fault or anything. Why? Because Shedeur is in Cleveland on a team where they said he was going to compete for the QB1 spot, but he didn't get any QB reps. Coach Prime is nowhere. So while it's troublesome, some of the things that we see him going through, there's a lot of lies that are being disproven. So, I don't know if y'all saw the post with Shedeur saying that there's spiritual warfare going on, but that was 3 days ago, right? And I told y'all, he was in a hostile environment. And what I see is a lot of players rallying around him, right? I heard what Ocho said, about Denzel Ward and some other people in rooms and on the field, not just players gravitating towards him. And there's a number of reasons that could be happening. One, yeah, he a cool dude. Some people think it's because why? He gonna be QB1. I think it's because they know that he wasn't being treated properly. And just like he was there on the first day, uh, and somebody walked up to him and made a point to shake his hand, they're showing him respect because they know somewhere it's lacking. So happy to see he has a discerning spirit. Uh, think he's gonna stay up there and keep, plugging away. But one of the things that I want Shedeur to understand at his very young age, and maybe he already knows this from his father, so I'm gonna say this to y'all. It gets to a point where you've done all you could do, and they still not gonna do right. So what you have to be ready for, if God opens that door, you're gonna need to be ready to walk through it. And like Coach Prime said, we're not gonna put our heads down. We're gonna believe that God is ready for us to move on. And I'm telling y'all, it is a very strong possibility that they're gonna trade him. I just want you to, I don't want you to be upset. It might be the Indianapolis, it might be the Detroit, hell, it might be the Dallas. It don't matter where he is. We just gonna have to go in stride because I think the worst thing they could do is keep him and leave him on the bench, buried on the depth chart. They're not gonna put him in front of Dylan. See, one thing has become clear since they wrapped up. They wrapped up rookie, what's that, mandatory camp without giving him reps. So once again, they have gotten away with something else untoward towards Shedeur. So they're not gonna stop. See, we're dealing with a bunch of arrogant people who feel like they control everything, who feel like, okay, yeah, we had to draft you, but we don't have to let you start. And see, we just wrapped up mandatory camp. And they did. So they got away with it in the draft, holding him back, and they got away with it mandatory camp. Now, a lot of people say training camp, you're going to have to come on with it because it's only 3 weeks. You're going to have to start him out with reps so he could be comfortable. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have my hopes up high and I don't have no expectations in a wait and see mode because I don't trust the people. He needs to be very careful while he up there, while nothing's going on. You know, no new friends because you don't know where they're coming from. And I'm just being real. But he has a discerning spirit. He did say 3 days ago, what? It's spiritual warfare going on. So he knows. And now we all know. I think we all are on the same page. What's happening with Shedeur in Cleveland is not right. So that's the message. So let me see what y'all saying in here. Hey everybody, how you doing? How you doing in the chat? Terrence said Pittsburgh. You think he going to Pittsburgh, Terrence? Bad if he go to Pittsburgh because Aaron Rodgers is 42 and he wasn't good last year. See, Shadeur's behind two quarterbacks and neither one of them were good last year. Flacco wasn't good last year. And Aaron Rodgers wasn't good last year. And while the NFL wants to overpay them, there's nothing you can do about that. That I wouldn't even concern myself with that. If they put Shedeur behind Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, or Flacco, he got a shot. He got a shot. So I hope the Browns understand something. While people are not burning down their stadium, people are not happy. They're gonna let you come back to training camp and they're gonna watch on day one. And from that day forward, they're going to have something to say depending on what's happening. But I think we are all on the same page. They are not going to put Shedeur in front of Dylan Gabriel without some immense pressure from somebody that they fear. Right? All right. Hey, Kiel, how you doing? Hey, Gracie, how you doing? All right, so I want to play a game. I'm just going to let the photos of the baby, just roll on a loop. Right. So I was watching the basketball game tonight. So the first clue could be basketball oriented, but It's something you say when you see somebody that you think is cute. This is what people tell you to do. All right, so I'm gonna hold it up. Y'all see the letters? All right, SYS. I guess I can't type it in the chat, so y'all have to type it in the chat for me. SYS. Um, so y'all should know what that means. This is when it happens when you see somebody that you like, and you with your buddies or whatever, or your girlfriends. You like, oh, he's so cute, and they be like, girl, this is what they say. SYS. What does that mean? Yes, shoot your shot. All right, Terrence. All right. And Terrence, did you mean that you think Shedeur going to Pittsburgh? Yes, Gracie, shoot your shot. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. All right, shoot your shot. Okay. So if y'all heading out this weekend and you see somebody you like, don't be afraid to shoot your shot. Okay. So that's the first one. So, I don't know if y'all noticed, but Shilo was in Tampa and he recorded and he brought somebody recorded it. Maybe it was his phone, but he went to the Buccaneer Stadium, the Raymond James Stadium. And it looks like a bunch of the players all went over there and they were just looking around and they were shooting the cannon, like a pirate ship, shooting the cannon. Shiloh got a very good video. He was even interviewing some of his teammates, asking them what they thought of, the stadium. The guy from Hawaii, they were teasing him, talking about he's from the trenches of Hawaii, this, that, and the other. So Shiloh was still doing his content thing. He just does it away from, the facility, this, that, and the other. And if you notice, nobody says anything. Nobody says he has a media circus. Nobody says he has an entourage. He's clearly in front of the camera. He's not recording. If you notice, nobody has anything to say about Shiloh's video production, Twitch, whatever, right? And it's going strong, by the way. I want you to know he got Shannon Sharp numbers. That's what I say. Bucky numbers, Shannon Sharp numbers. But nobody complains. So we think Shiloh's going to make the team. We think he's going to make the team. I told y'all he's currently fourth on the depth chart, but he looks good. And when people tell you you got to slow down, that means you're already pro ready. And that's one of the biggest arguments that I keep hearing. So I want to ask this question. I want to pose this question to y'all because some of y'all probably know, right? I keep hearing them say, oh, Shedeur is doing good at OTAs, but that don't count. It's going to be different when they put the pads on. I'm like, what? So here's my question to y'all. Are the NFL football pads the different weight and size, weight more than college? And somebody help me out. Why is it gonna be a big difference when they put the pads on? Don't they wear pads in college? They wear the stuff on the shoulders and whatnot. So I don't get it. Why is it different? I need y'all to tell me, enlighten me. What the hell is the big difference about pads in the NFL than it is at college? So let me see what y'all saying. They get more physical. Okay, so they're not talking about the physicality of pads. They're talking about when they put pads on, they get to tackle each other. Oh, why? I should do it being tackled. Hell, anybody survive being sacked 60 some odd times in 2 years, he good. That's one of the things they say about him, how tough he is. Now, I'll tell you who that's going to be a problem for. What player is the physicality might expose him even further? Y'all know who it is. Y'all know who it is. What player might be exposed in the NFL when they put the pads on when it comes to the physicality? Old Shoulder spilled the beans. Denzel Ward, who played first string on defense, said Shedeur looks different out there. He does. He does. Shedeur has a command of the offense. You can see it. See, they don't want to admit he is good to go. Shedeur is exactly as advertised. First round draft pick, first year starter, balled out at CU. Ocho said or somebody else. I think it was Herm Edwards. If he ball out like he did at CU, they better watch out. Facts. He's a playmaker. He extends plays. See, they wanted to hang around his neck like a noose. He took too many sacks. Excuse me? If you listen to the games, the commentators will tell you, yeah, they not even giving him a moment to set his feet. So Mary Cabot was the one who said stuff like that. And you see, we don't see her right now. And we see the other guy, Dane. Um, you know, for somebody to hold on to that, knowing that he didn't have an O line in year one and that he only had half of one in year two, the dude was look at the Nebraska game to tell you something was going down. See, this is about the Nebraska game. I don't think anybody paid attention to. Okay, so people walked away from that game thinking what? Oh, the guys must be scared. The lights must be too bright. They were scared of that big guy. Is he in the NFL, by the way? Remember that big guy? It was a big guy and a little guy. And he dragged the center. I never forget. And Benson, he just froze, right? He didn't do nothing. So watching that game. And in the first half, they couldn't get it together, the Bucks, at all. And Shedeur was like, what y'all got going on? But in the second half, you notice Colorado started to come back because the O-line started to perform. They made choices. They made choices. That's all it was. Because the same people, they played against the same people in the second half that they played in the first half. And if you scared of the physicality of the guy in the first half, he didn't lose no weight in the second half. It's the same person. They made choices. They knew if CU go into the locker room down at halftime by 21 points, it might be hard for them to come back. If you go look at the second quarter and how many times Shedeur was sacked. Shedeur was sacked in the first quarter, damn near before the game got started. I was like, these guys making choices. They making choices. So to me, the fact that he's balling out, his accuracy is better than it was, it tells you because he has an O line. That's why I'm telling you, you got to look out for that. If he's in Cleveland, I'm not convinced. Convinced at all. I'm not. I mean, and I'm being negative. I'm being honest. See, Cleveland is being shiesty where Shedeur is concerned. They said it's a competition, but he don't get to compete. So if it's a competition, why he don't get to compete? Because they don't want him to be QB1. They know what they got is not better than what he is. But if they cut him at the last minute, and I do mean cut, if they cut him at the last minute, which means they going ahead with their plan to put him on waivers, somebody can let him sit out there for a couple of days. Then they gonna think, it's not time. You just come on over here and we're gonna bury you on the depth chart because we don't have time to teach you right now. See that being a real scenario because they don't appreciate it. What they're doing is just hiding him, not so you can't see first team reps. Bury him on the depth chart. That's what's happening. So it's gonna take something, and that it appears to be not just unexpected, but parting of the Red Sea for them to do right by Shedeur, and they're not doing it. They're not doing it at all. The same criticism that Shedeur should get, Shilo should get, especially if it's about Coach Prime, right? They got the same thing, right? So this leads me into my next clue. All right, all right. I'm gonna hold it up. So you see the letters, right? You see the letters, right? All right. STWWD. This is what you say instead of really. Oh, it's like that. We talked about that earlier. I said I know Coach Prime takes at least one person during the draft. It was like, oh, okay, so it's like that. That kind of somebody, calling you out, holding you accountable, and letting you know I see you, right? What does this say? I'm gonna hold it up again. Somebody calling you out. Oh, really? Oh, it's like that. This is what I say when Cleveland, the way they treat Shedeur, saying it's open competition, but they don't let him get first team reps. They don't give no explanation for why he don't get first team reps. They see he's the best person without a doubt a day before camp ends, and they still don't give him any reps. But all Kevin Stefanski has is good things to say about Shedeur. That makes me feel like Shedeur is auditioning and he doesn't know. Or either Dylan and somebody else is auditioning and somebody auditioning. But to be honest, I think they're going to roll with every quarterback they got just like in 2023. That's exactly what I think they're going to do. So, what does this say? STWWD. It said Miles Garrett already said Dylan eyes got big when he saw him coming. Hell, I did too. I was like, and somebody said, look at him now, and he don't even have on pads. Yeah. Gracie said Dylan. Yep. Dylan will be exposed when they put on pads. All you got to do is look at Miles Garrett coming at him, just like I saw Shilo coming at Amika. If Shilo had on pads, that was it. I'm like, this, y'all sure y'all want to use this for the commercial? Shilo is a dog. Remember how he was a dog at first year when they said he's the hardest hitting safety in college football? I don't know if you can hit like that in NFL, but yeah, yeah. Shiloh said he want to set a record for interceptions in Tampa. So yeah, I totally agree, K Hayes. It said teams are limited to 14 practices with pads in NFL training camp. Plus, based on the many podcasts from former NFL players, they don't touch the money like that. Oh, okay. The quarterback. Okay. And we know what Shedeur is. He's supposed to be the money. Okay. All right. Elijah said they are also, that's excellent. Thank you, Ghost Vanessa. Thank you for that insight. They are also saying that Dylan Gabriel and Kenny Pickett are competing for position 3 on the depth chart sources. I mean, I believe it because they did let Shedeur run with the twos, but it is hella shicey to not let him take first team reps. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, yeah, at the least, at worst, Shedeur should be QB2. He should be QB1, but I don't push for that. But it is wrong to say it's a competition and don't allow him first team reps because you don't want him to be QB1. See, this is not about whether he can or cannot. It's whether or not they will allow him. And I think they have direct orders. No, it's not going to happen. And the only way it's going to happen is what? Injury. And what do y'all think is going to happen if Flacco starts Shadeur's QB2 and Flacco gets injured in the first game? What y'all think going to happen? Put it in the chat. Let's be honest. Based on the way you see how they're moving, you see how they're conducting business. First, he had a hostile environment. Now he's comfortable. No first team reps, but he did get second team reps. Oh, I got to get more clues. Okay. All right. Say the word. We done. Close. 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 Let me get some more clues. Okay. So while y'all put that in the chat on what y'all think they're going to do, hypothetically, if the season starts, Flacco is QB1. He already QB1. Shador is QB2. He did take reps with the twos. And I think Dylan took reps with the threes while Shador took reps with the twos. Um, what happens first game out the gate against the Bengals? First quarter, Flacco can't come back in the game. Who is QB2? All right. While y'all figure that out, this is a clue. Okay. This is it when something happens or somebody does something. It's inappropriate, it's foul, it's shady, it's savage. And instead of saying, really? Oh, it's like that. This is what you say. This is what I say about Cleveland not allowing Shedeur Sanders to have what? First team reps like every other quarterback. And they said it was a fair competition. So thank you, Salafi, for typing it in the chat. That's it. So that's what we're doing. That's it. That's it. So that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Hey, Isaiah, checking in halftime on the finals. Okay, have fun. Have fun. Thank you. Thank you. Say the word. We done. No, it's so that's what we're doing. And that's how I feel about Cleveland. So that's what we're doing. Okay. Good job. Good job. Good job. Who's winning the finals, by the way? Somebody drop the score or at least say who winning. Hit the like button. Yeah, hit the like button too. Thank you, Isaiah. Enjoy the game. Yes, Salafi, that's it. And yes, he did get it. Salafi got it. Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's what we doing. That's how I feel. So that's what we doing. So see, I'm in a wait and see approach, right? Happy to see. I'm always happy to see Shedeur is in a good place mentally. Um, I'm happy to see that he has a discerning spirit. He's aware of what's going on. Because see, here's the last thing. The last thing you want to do in a situation like this or any other is have your innocent perspective, to be young, to never have been through something like this, so you don't know what's going on. But you know something's going on, and you don't know why, and you know they're trying to hold you back. See, that's hard to deal with. I told you, hating with words, it's just whatever. It's when you physically try to hold people back. See, that's when it changes from prejudice to discrimination. See, prejudice is a feeling. Discrimination and racism is an act that holds people back. And that's what they're doing out in the open. So that was it. That was it. 57-60 Indiana at the half. Oh, okay. Okay. I'm smart like you from NOLA. Thank you. I take that. So, did anybody say what was gonna happen? Nobody guessed what the scenario was. Okay. I wanted y'all to see, like to basically tell me, okay, if Shadeur's QB2 and Flacco's QB1, first regular season game, the Bengals, Flacco goes down, goes out, never can come back. What y'all think they're gonna do if Shadeur's QB2 and now he gotta take over as QB1? Do you think they're gonna put Kenny Pickett in? Or you think they're gonna let Shedeur roll since he's QB2? Honestly. Hey Regina, how you doing? Welcome, welcome, welcome. It said, dang, I hate to leave, but it's my birthday and I'm being treated out. Oh, you better go have fun, Terrence. Happy birthday. Y'all wish Terrence a happy birthday. Happy birthday. Go enjoy yourself. Save us some cake. Happy birthday, Terrence. Please go have fun. It's Friday night. Y'all go have fun. That's what should happen. Happy birthday. Isaiah say happy birthday. Happy birthday. All right. So it's 27 of us in here. We just hanging out. People wishing Terrence a happy birthday. Terrence, happy birthday. Go have fun. We just hanging out. I know a lot of people watching the finals. I was watching the Chicago Sky versus Atlanta. They were here in Atlanta. I like the new court. It has a like a dark look to it, like a dark charcoal gray basketball court with like the blue lettering for the Atlanta Dream. Really nice. But the Chicago Sky was 2-6. I'm like, whoa, what's going on with the Sky? Does anybody know? No, let Shedeur roll because Shedeur fans will throw a fit. Facts. I take it, Elijah. It said KK says if he's really QB2, then he should be up next. Okay. I just have to see them name him QB2 first. Okay. I still feel they want Dylan to play first. Okay. Believe that. I wouldn't be shocked if they did that. I wouldn't be because there's a lot of implications. I don't know if there's a lot of implications with letting Dylan fall behind Shedeur because he's not that good. See, they got sold whoop tickets out of college. And that's what I meant by they set Milrow up. See how they stayed. Let's get Dylan over Shedeur. He was on the stage of the Heisman. You see what snubbing Shedeur and the Heisman did? And remember, he took himself out the race. He's like, I'm good. He like, let Trav get it. And see, Cleveland stuck with that. We're gonna get Shedeur as our franchise too. But you know what? Don't worry about that. Dylan was on the stage. Let's get him. Shedeur is better than Dylan. You don't think Dylan know that? Y'all know Dylan know that, right? He know that. He knew it in college. I think Chicago has coaching issues. Okay, Regina, all right. So y'all know. Let me see what's going on. K has said the Sky has a new coach and he's changing their roles, so they have to adjust. Why is he changing their roles? Oh, they have a shortage of people. Thank you, K Hayes. I think Chicago has coaching issues. Okay, I think they are sabotaging the Sky. What is that, Elijah? Let me know. I'm glad y'all like women's basketball. Everybody, have a good night, Terrence. Isaiah said they should have kept Kennedy Carter. Is it Kennedy? Kennedy Carter. That's the Sky's problem. Now, okay. Now y'all know I wasn't watching intentionally because I didn't like that whole how they was using the whole Caitlin Clark thing, uh weaponizing her presence against people. Um, but now they done moved on to Paige Buckers. I just saw her in a coach ad, and people like her. I think I like her too. And I just hate on how they hate on Angel Reese. But guess what somebody said? They said Shedeur has the effect on the NFL, the same type of effect that Caitlin Clark had on the WNBA. Do y'all agree with that? Shedeur Sanders has the same effect on the NFL that Caitlin Clark had on the WNBA in her rookie season. Let me see what y'all saying. So where did Kennedy Carter go? I think he has a certain way he wants them to play. See, it's crazy, right? Because you can't come into a league as a coach with your thoughts. You got to look at the players that you have, right? I got Angel Reese. I got Camilla. I got this person. I got that person. Let me see if I can make it work. When you start trying to make people fit your what's up here, it don't work out because you're dealing with human beings. And they're not gonna all adapt and adjust to what you want, which is why I now know that why they 2-6. And I just hate that for Angel Reese because she's really good, and they just did not. Hell, it's the same thing. They did not want the WNBA did not want Angel Reese to be the face of the league. They chose who they wanted. They put her above everybody. They tried to make it work. They tried to make her better than the people on her team, and other people were carrying the team, and they didn't care. So they were actually dividing the team, right? Because that was their preference. See, I feel like the NFL saw that they were somewhat successful in shutting down the popularity of Angel Reese overall, right? Overall. So that's what they think they're trying to do with Shedeur, but it's not going to work. First of all, I know their ratings are up. I do think they succeeded um, with kind of putting Angel below Caitlin and his wife. Remember the coach of the Chicago Sky, that lady? Y'all remember what she did that changed the chemistry on the team? She cut somebody who was a damn good point guard. Forgot her name, but y'all know she was the one on the green carpet. Remember? And after she cut Kaiser, the coach herself walked up the same green carpet. Now they don't even have that no more. I don't think they might. I haven't been watching, but I think I saw they don't have that no more. So here's what happened. Stop watching because realize they sabotaged that team, right? They didn't have practice facilities. The highest paid person on the team was Marina Mabry. She was not worth her money. When she lost her starting shine, she wanted out. The coach didn't know how to handle it. She was trying to be everybody's auntie, everybody's friend. She wasn't coaching. She wasn't holding them accountable. She kept leaving Dana in. Dana was terrible. Then she would go to Marina when the score would get up the first three quarters. She'd go to Dana toward the end and lose the lead. This lady out here playing, trying to be friends with these girls. You're supposed to be a coach. You can't be out here letting Dana take the eat up the lead because you don't want to hurt her feelings because you're not playing her as much as you did before. Dana was one dimensional player, right? Offense, no defense, right? I see that. And I'm like, this is too much to deal with. I can't be bothered with this. Once Angel got hurt, I was gone. I was like, out. So tonight I had the game on, and I was watching it, and I looked and I said, now if this time last year I would be at the game. 2-6. I was like, what happened? So y'all filling me in, catching me up. The coach want to do things his way, and it's gonna hold back the sky, and nobody gonna say anything because it's also holding back Angel Reese. Caitlin is their cash cow, no doubt. Angel Reese is playing good, but she can't do it all. No, that's how she got hurt. You're right. Caitlin did the Shedeur wrist up in a recent photo. I saw it. I saw it. What y'all think about that? I think Shedeur may be bigger than Clark. Probably. Because I think the NFL is bigger than the WNBA. With Shedeur. It says Shedeur can have a better effect than Caitlin. I think so. True. And that's why they don't like him. Right? Y'all say kind of, sort of, Isaiah. I agree with that. I think he has a certain way he wants them to play. And I think as long as Angel Reese does not become the face of the WNBA, they don't care what the hell happened in Chicago. And where is Kennedy Carter? Did y'all say? I didn't know she was gone. Yep, she's definitely their cash cow, but I think Paige Buckers is actually the one that they want now. That's why I tweet Angel Reese words of encouragement. Oh, that's good, D. Letting her know she got 45 million black people surrounding her. She only 23. Facts. Like who else? Shador. That's facts. NFL and content creators are gaining a lot financially from Shador and the haters. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And I told y'all, some of these podcasters are related to some of these other people. You just don't know who's who. Starting a black owned WNBA is far easier than starting a black owned NFL. I'm tired. I don't think that. See, you know what? People don't realize it's not that hard. See, I said I wanted to talk to a former NFL player and ask, have y'all ever tried to start your own league? Or why haven't y'all tried to start your own league? Of course, there's going to be obstacles. There are always obstacles. The big three is still around, right? Look at NASCAR getting attention now, right? It's three brothers in NASCAR, and they getting a lot of attention from people they generally. So they gaining a new audience share. And they're probably going to be okay with that. Now, maybe at once upon a time, they had their issues, but just like the Washington Commanders, what? They worked it out. They like, look, forget that. We need somebody who has a modern thought process, who wants to win. Who do they have in limited partnership? Magic Johnson. Y'all know every sports team he touches turns to gold, right? So while I want to see what's going to happen with Jada Daniels, uh, and they couldn't stop Shador from sliding, I want to see if they are going to allow Jada Daniels to be sacked excessively in his sophomore season, just like CJ Stroud. Because what did I tell y'all happened? The menace that was on the Texans offensive line, that was part of the reason CJ Stroud was being sacked excessively, got sent to Washington. And I don't think that's a coincidence. And see, y'all think that these teams can't get some of these O linemen to cooperate. How do you explain Russell Wilson being sacked 100 times? Geno Smith being sacked excessively. Only Geno Smith and Russell Wilson as vets. Then how do you explain Bryce Young, Justin Fields, Caleb Williams, CJ Stroud, sophomore? How do you explain that? You explain the top three for the last 3 years, black QBs, rookies, and or vets, meaning Russell Wilson, Geno Smith. How do you explain it? Because they can get these guys, just like in college. People think that's so far fetched. Thank you, Gracie. It said those two comparisons are worlds apart. The WNBA and the NFL, the storyline and actual real life events are not side by side comparable. In terms of what, James? It says, so, oh, you're talking about starting the league? I just think that you have to make the sacrifice before you become the sacrifice, right? And what I mean by that is you see they trying to push you out, whether you don't know it or not. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to roll back progress that you made to get here. And instead of just sitting up here letting it happen or just not going to, voluntary OTAs, because the hell with that. Why not set up for the next generation so they can have somewhere to go? Why not at least play one advertised flag football game, 11 on 11 or 7 on 7 or 9 on 9? I don't really care. That you advertise and you stream with multiple streaming partners, like Well Off Media, Reach the People Media, hell, Overtime, and then something else. Advertise it, let the guys with the podcast talk about it, the guys in the basketball world and the football podcast. Shannon Sharp, Ocho, Raw Room. Hell, now Asante Samuel and Kumati, they on there together today. The football players are starting to pick up the camera and press record. The basketball players have outpaced them, but hey, they talk about football too. Let them talk about it. And then you hype it up for a couple of weeks and you play it. You can play in Jacksonville, you can play anywhere. But the point is, why not just do it and see what happens, right? Just see what happens. Because what it does is, if the longer you let people kick on you, they're not gonna stop till they ready. But when they see, oh, he's gonna get up and get out of here, and we gonna lose our talent, maybe they'll treat you with respect. See, people do what you allow, and unfortunately, they're in a place where they have been allowing this. They have been allowing this, and I don't think a lot of guys coming into the league thought it was this bad. I don't. Not even Shedeur. Hell, apparently not even Coach Quinn. But now Juju knows, right? Kata knows, right? So does Jordan Seaton and what's his name that plays defense for us? DJ McKinney. Because they all supposed to be coming out within the next year or two, right? So, you know, it's one of those things where, okay, maybe you didn't know before. And maybe the guys that were in the league over the past few decades didn't put it out there. Like the story I learned about Joe Gilliam, I had never heard that before. But there were people that did. Everybody know about Shedeur. Even the girl that did my damn nails. You see what I'm saying? So there are some stories that a select few people know if you know the history. But then there's Shedeur's story. Everybody knows that story, right? And that's why when it gets to that point, you got to sit down and say, you know what? We got to start our own league. Sure, maybe the first year, everybody can't make $45 million. But let's be real, everybody don't make $45 million right now anyway, right? Maybe your salary scale is lower and you get equity. That's how it should be. When you're starting out any business, there's a lot of people that don't get salaries that are through the roof. They get equity in a modest salary so the company can grow. That's just what you got to do, right? Unless somebody gonna bankroll you, and y'all know enough people that they can do it. I just don't understand if there's not a clause that says after you leave the NFL, you can't start your own league. Understand why they do? If there's no clause that says you can't play flag football while streaming for free or for money, I don't understand why you don't do it. Because are you not tired yet? And if you're not, then come on, because it's gonna get worse and worse until you get tired, until you are forced to do something you should have done voluntarily. The truth is, the truth has no alibi. 16, 17, 18. Facts. Thank y'all. Each one. Thank you. Thank you so much. I didn't like it actually, but they are both sponsored by Gatorade. So maybe they're cool. Who you talking about, K Hayes? Houston let that protection go and signed Stephon Diggs from Buffalo when they could have retained them. Also, the big three is after they made the NBA money. The NFL money will be hard to compete with. Uh, why? Why would it be hard to compete with? Why would it be? I don't see that. Why would it be hard to compete with? How do you think the NFL make their money? Well, you mean TV rights, TV deals? Now that part might be hard to compete with, but you shouldn't even want to start going that direction. Why would you make yourself dependent on ESPN? Why? When ESPN out here competing with overtime, like things have changed, and that's why I meant maybe a long time ago it didn't make sense, but now it makes a lot of sense. There are women's flag football in college. If they can start that and be successful with it, how can you not do it when you are the talent rather than continuously putting up with this being mistreated, right? OKC is 64, Indianapolis, Indiana is 71, third quarter. Okay, it said a reverse Jackie Robinson will happen and it will take off. like a LeBron going to instead of theirs. I guess so. I don't know. I don't see no reason why they can't do it now. Facts, sis, you preaching. Thank you, Isaiah. It says C. Clark and 12. K. Hayes. Okay. TV rights and sponsors. Sponsors is not a problem. Unrivaled just proved that. Did you watch one Unrivaled game? They even got Sephora. They got all the brands. Like all the brands, right? What they don't have is TV rights. And understand this. That will come. See, let me tell you the business strategy. Okay. Need ESPN to show my game. Okay, I can get ABC with these big platforms. Well Off Media has a big platform, right? When they show a video like that, there's over 200,000 views, right? Hell, even Shilo has numbers like that. Ocho and Shannon Sharp numbers like that. The smoke. All of these guys. And that's just the people that's gonna talk about it. Or maybe interview some of the people playing in the game. Because that's a good strategy. Just need somebody like Reach Peak Media, Well Off Media, Overtime. Those types of streaming companies that already have sport content that people gravitate towards like that. Time stream 7-on-7 games. Then you got Destroy. Get him. You bring him into the fold. Have y'all seen the crowds that he has at his 7-on-7 events? You do not need ESPN. See, that's an old way of thinking. And first of all, we're talking about for the first game, you get a sponsor. Depending on who's playing. I didn't say get your third string to come out here. Like I said, if these guys don't have any type of clauses in their contracts that prohibit them from 7-on-7 or something, then they can do this. If they can ride a motorcycle, then they can play flag football. If they can play flag football in the Olympics, they can play in their own flag football game. Right? The contract's 25 pages. If it don't say nothing about it, then you can do it. We talking flag football. Who gets hurt? Nobody. You go out there, you play a game, you play two halves. You get sponsors just like you do a little league, and you put the business on the back of the damn jersey. The same way. If you could do it for little league, you could do it for a pro league. There is no reason this can't happen. None. Unless there's a clause that said it can't do it. And they better go do it before they put a clause in there that says it. Because as you can see, they sneaking stuff in. And they think you're not going to read it. Netflix and Amazon are competing with TV Now. Amazon shows the WNBA games. That wasn't always the case. TNT wasn't always the case. Things change, and you got to change with it. If Amazon is showing the WNBA and that's a new thing, then why couldn't this work? Even the NFL was showing 7-on-7 love, even because of Travis. But the point is, they could have ignored it. They showed the UFL love. Why? Because they don't want their players to go over there. That's their strategy. But this is something, and I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. If it works, let's say if Gunna 7-on-7 get the Rose Bowl, let's say they play the game out there, right? And it's filled up just like the Turkey Day Classic or whatever one of these classics is at HBCU, 50, 60,000 people, right? What you think gonna happen? People gonna come sniffing around. What you doing? Oh, y'all making money? Y'all getting sponsors? They gonna get nervous. They gonna get nervous. They're gonna be like, well, the talent is starting their own league. Let me tell you what they're gonna do in the next draft. Just like they did in this one. There's gonna be a random clause that gets slid in that you can't do X, Y, and Z. Be like, the hell with that. And see, here's the thing. You playing, right? But you're also equity. Everybody on the first roster gets equity. Everybody. I didn't say you gotta play 30 games. You ain't even gotta play 5. You play 1. And see what kind of buzz you get, and then you could go from there. This is doable. This is so doable. And yes, I think Coach Prime should definitely be the one to do it. And if he's sued, definitely. And start your own league. But if he can't do it for whatever reason, maybe his contract say something. That's what these guys ought to do. And the ones that's in college with these millions who's watching this, they need to be in on it too. They need to be like, hey, what can we do? Because they clearly don't have no NFL contract yet. Imagine if this started this year. And let's just say in the fall, they play 5 games and they wildly successful. And then suddenly, before the last game is played, they got a TV rights deal on Amazon to stream all their games, and they expand from 5 games to say 7. You're gonna have some talent coming out of college going right there. For one, they already have money. Imagine Darian Mitchell with $8 million going to be the quarterback for this league that just popped up. He like, yeah, I need $40 million. I'm gonna get it because I get equity in this one, and then when it blow up, I could be a billionaire. There's no reason why this can't work. I just hate they won't do it, and I just hate I don't even know the right people to go. Hey, just try this right here. Just try it. If it don't work, don't worry about it. No, it's gonna work. I know it's gonna work. Linear television is in trouble. It sure is, James. Blue Moon said they are the signs of the wolf. They travel in a pack. Once China allows us in, that is 1 billion people watching the Negro League. Politically, they are not at liberty to break rank. They will be ostracized. The average time in the league is 3 years. All of them don't have to be starters. It's somebody in the league that's not in the league this year that was in the league last year. They perfect. Yeah, this definitely can be done, I do believe. It said, I just don't see those guys giving up making 5 million or more to go to a new league. First rounders getting 40 mil a year. Ain't nobody getting 40 mil a year in the first round at all. They guaranteed signing bonus don't even come in the first year like that. No rookie is making 40 mil a year. That is spread out over 4 years. And even when they have a guaranteed signing bonus for $35 million, they don't get it all at once. It is divvied up. They take these guys' money and dangle it in front of them for 4 whole years. And then I think what the 2 years before, in year 3, they start dangling the 5-year option. Everything is to puppeteer them, to make them toe the line, walk the walk, do this, do that, so you can get this and that. Maybe it's a good thing that Lamar Jackson didn't take his free time to go to voluntary OTAs to be the model employee, because why? They snubbed him for his third MVP. So he gonna do what? I'ma just do what's required, and that's it. That's what's getting ready to happen first before they break rate and start their own. They like Miles Garrett was in Tokyo. He didn't go to voluntary OTAs. Nobody said anything. A few people was like, he should be in Cleveland. I'm like, it says it's voluntary. But they really want you to show up. They really want you to show up. But I'm glad they don't. Because the way they get treated, to be honest with you, you should work it like you work a job, whether you know they don't appreciate you. Come in 15 minutes early, and I probably the latest I'm staying is 15 minutes until my work is done and I'm out the door. I'm not coming to the company picnic. I'm not buying no company gear. I don't care what y'all got going on. I'm gonna speak to you in the lunchroom. I'm not telling you my business, and that's it. Get in, do your work, get out. And I'm doing this temporarily because it is now a means to an end. I'm going to use my salary as capital to start my own thing. That's how they have to think. That's how they need to move going forward. They're not going to come back from this unless things around the league itself change. But when you look at the kind of people they know, that's why they have no fear. When you look at the kind of people they related to, they have absolutely no fear at all. And you should know this because they currently being sued. They were recently settling a $1 billion lawsuit, and they still added in Cleveland. And they still added with Cam Ward, and they still at it with Milrow. Not many will walk away from the money, and that is what I mean by if you don't make the sacrifice. Walk away from what money? The money they paying for ain't even guaranteed. The only money that's guaranteed is the money in your bank account, and you can walk away with that. See, they need to be honest with themselves. They have been glamorizing this league that treats them like trash. For what? Hoping and praying to get a fifth year option, hoping and praying to make it to 3 years. Please. They have glamorized this league, and now we see it ain't all that. In fact, people think they crazy. It's like, bro, you gotta go start your own league. Facts. They have to be like, what? Okay, you can't talk like that in the chat. I'm sorry, but you cannot. You cannot. Okay, um, so that is what it is. It is what it is. They're gonna have to figure it out themselves. Um, you know, I don't see how they're gonna come back from this. Uh, this is the worst it's ever been, which means I don't know how they're gonna come back from this. I don't know how Coach Prime gonna back from this, let alone the players. I don't know how he gonna come back because if they already setting Colorado up as number 46, I don't think they're gonna make it no easier than it was last year. And then I don't think the league gonna make it no easier than it was in the draft. Because one thing I can see about these people, if they get away with it, they just gonna keep doing it. There's nothing that's gonna make them stop until it's something like what we saw with 47. But it ain't gonna be him. It's gonna have to be the next regime, and that's hopefully if he ever leave, because he clearly trying to change the Constitution so he the forever president, right? So that's what it is. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. So we get ready to get out of here, y'all. I just hope and pray, that things work out for Shedeur. Cam has the right attitude. Shedeur has the right attitude. I think Shedeur has the toughest road. Milrow seems to be quiet over there, and maybe he figured that's his strategy. I'ma just be over here, just minding my business. I ain't worried about it. They put me in the back, so I'ma stay in the back. That might be how he feel because he don't say nothing. Um, and Cam to basically, let them know, y'all can't mess with me. I already know who I am. So do what you're gonna do, and we just want Shedeur, you know, to keep having that discerning spirit and be okay. But I want them, I'm like, if you don't want to start your own league yet, just play one flag football game, have it streamed by multiple partners, advertise it with your basketball and your football podcast, and it's gonna work. Just like a classic game at an HBCU that's well attended by more than 60,000 people. That's all you need to start. So that's it, guys. We're gonna see y'all later on. We'll be back next week. We're gonna be back next week at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Jerry. That was sweet of you. Very kind. Thank you so much. Um, we'll be back tomorrow night at 9:30, as far as I know. So turn on your notifications. It's the weekend. You never know. Something could transpire. So make sure your notifications are on. Otherwise, I'm sure we'll be back tomorrow night at 9:30. NFL would have to execute a non-compete form. They non-compete agreements are against the law. That law changed about 2 years ago. You can't use non-competes against people no more. So they can't do a non-compete. So that means they can compete. And they're not competing with them. The NFL does not play flag football. So that wouldn't even be valid. But non-competes are against the law now. That was so because companies was holding people back from going to competition, and now you can't do that. You gotta let people go where they want to go. So, there you go. Just try it, fellas. That's all I'm gonna say. Just try it. Just believe in yourself and just try it. Because that's your future, believe it or not. All right, y'all. Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend. Have a good weekend. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate y'all. I appreciate you. That was very, very nice. All right. See y'all later. Thanks for everybody for the new subs. Thank you for the new members. Thank you for the cash apps. Thank you for the super chat. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. We'll be back tomorrow. And media team, y'all was on it. Thank you, moderators, for holding it down. So, all right. I think I'm gonna let Alabama State take us out of here. That's different, right? That's different. Hey, Saeed, we actually wrapping up. We'll have to see you tomorrow at 9:30. But I thank you for popping up and checking on us. And y'all enjoy the weekend, okay? Thank you. Alabama State gonna take us out.